I'm Meg, and this is my real-life story of the slings and arrows of online dating, and how much it sucks to try and learn this stuff. In which I struggle with apostrophes and develop an appreciation for t-shirts. I keep going for these younger guys. I think it's because, despite evidence to the contrary, I don't feel 39. Or maybe it would be more accurate to say that my world of 39 involves, well, responsibility, yes, and plans for retirement and all that, but also fun and pizzazz and continued use of the word awesome. I, for one, think this is a stellar combination, responsibly living deep and conscientiously sucking the marrow of life. Plus, I know what I want and where I'm going. I like being 39. However, the majority of similar-aged men, as far as I can tell, display a distinct lack of marrow sucking. Also, they're kind of lax on the physical upkeep. Which is not the most important thing, but I appreciate a good bicep once in a while. Especially in a t-shirt. Just, FYI. Which is just as well because, let's face it, I'd be out of my element tripping over things at inopportune times and setting off the airport security with my tricorder. Which leaves the young whippersnappers. Here are good things about whippersnappers. They're enthusiastic and up for whatever. They make me laugh. They look good in a t-shirt. They have dragged me into these times we call current by forcing me to text in order to ever hear back from them, and it turns out this texting thing actually comes in handy. Here are bad things about whippersnappers. They don't know what they want or where they're going. They text a lot. They don't listen to voicemail. They text a lot. Sometimes they text you, and when you return their text, they don't text back. In fact, they ignore your text, which is a bummer because all you have is a quaint little flip phone with a number pad, and you have to hit the number 7 4 times to get an S, and now your thumb is all cramped up for nothing. And then they text you at 3 a.m. and tell you how awesome you are. See, they use the word awesome. It's insidious, this hold they have over you. And in the meantime, you've started leaving out apostrophes because you have to hit the number 1 9 times to get an apostrophe. And the next thing you know, you're typing lowercase I am for I'm, and really it's all downhill from there. Also, they don't communicate so well. I don't really blame them for being lost and uncommunicative because I used to be the same way, and frankly, I am downright grateful that texting did not exist when I was a whippersnapper because Lord knows who and what I would have texted at 3 a.m. But still, where are the 40-something men who lead awesome, deep, marrowy lives? Logic tells me they must exist. But, as Mr. Spock once said, logic is a wreath of pretty flowers which smell bad. I'm not really sure what he meant, but I've not found an overabundance of marrow is all I'm saying. Couldn't be nicer is 29, and I'm breaking my no more young whippersnappers rules, but he's smart and he's funny, and I'm not proud of this. I'm tired of fielding offers from overweight old guys, unlike Couldn't Be Nicer, who is both thin and cute and not old. We agree to get a beer together, and upon arriving at the bar, I ruminate on the fact that cute 29-year-olds seem to abound. I should have looked again at Couldn't Be Nicer's picture. I introduce myself to a whippersnapper who is sitting by himself and looking expectant, but he looks at me weirdly and his date comes back from the restroom. I beat a hasty retreat and sit by myself. There are literally half a dozen whippersnappers who couldn't be nicer, and the door opens to admit 2 more. I give up and I text him my location. Turns out none of the young'uns in the bar are couldn't be nicer. He arrives a few minutes later and obviously recognizes me instantly.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
You look great.
You too. I feel a little bad. We did the side hug thing.
Do you want anything to eat?
Oh, I already ordered.
Oh.
I sense I have broken a date rule here. Chalk one up for the learning curve. But I share my fries, and we have a nice enough conversation. He is stunned that I am familiar with A, graphic novels, and 2, World of Warcraft. Leroy Jenkins!
Right.
But still he is skeptical. No one ever believes I'm a nerd. The irony. And then we have this conversation.
So you think you'll ever get married again?
Dating tip. Mention of plans for one's next marriage on a first date is a little worrisome. That's free advice. I don't know. Maybe.
I wouldn't mind getting married again, but... Well, me and my girl have to be together for 7 years first.
It's a long time.
Yeah. But, I gotta make sure she's in control of herself.
Raises a Spock-like eyebrow.
Well, here's the thing. Did you know at the end of every 7 years, all the cells in the body have, regenerated? So it's like you're a new person. So when you're, 14, it's like you've been a new person twice. follow me here?
Yep.
Okay, anyway, so when you get together with a woman, it takes like 7 years for all the love hormones to get out of her system. And at that point, it's like she needs to find somebody who's much more macho than you. That's where the phrase 7-year itch comes from.
That doesn't mean her hormones will overcome all logic. That only happens once a month for like 45 minutes.
Could be, but I need to be totally sure she's not going to leave me.
So what about guys? Do they have the 7-year itch thing going too?
No, they pretty much just want to screw everyone all the time.
Cuteness and nerd tendencies aside, I conclude once again that young whippersnappers are, well, young. Frick-a-frack. So regarding young whippersnappers, okay, here's the thing. I think life is totally short and you should just dive right in and, grab it by the cojones and mixed metaphors and, I don't know, just participate in the whole dang thing. Now, I dive in despite life having knocked me down a few times, whereas young whippersnappers dive in because life hasn't knocked them down yet and they don't know any better. So, really, I'm just wasting my time because in a few years they're gonna just wade on back to shore anyway and sit and admire the scenery like everybody else my age. The scenery, in my case, is Columbia, Missouri, a legitimately cool, artsy little town in the middle of what the rest of the country apparently calls flyover territory. Columbia is home to the University of Missouri, which is where I work. MU is a nationally ranked, innovative institution of higher education, and also a breeding ground, if you will, for young whippersnappers, because a lot of students stay in Columbia because Columbia is a great place to get older and raise a family and settle down and live a nice, quiet little life. The thing about Columbia is that if you happen to be a dramatically inclined person who breaks into show tunes and jazz hands at the least provocation, everybody tells you not to dream crazy dreams because Broadway is a long way away from here and your chances of making it there are pretty slim, and there's plenty of opportunities for theater right here in town. And yeah, shooting a web series over your lunch hour sucks, but it could be worse. Yeah, when I say everybody says that, I mean everybody says that. And they're right. Columbia is a great place to live. But I do practice my autographs sometimes, just in case. It only takes a couple of times of stumbling over myself in an impressively embarrassing way to realize I need a strategy for turning down the offer of a second date. I've been surprised to find that asking for date 2 at the end of date 1 is pretty normal. I'd have thought a general rule of calling or emailing or, Lord forbid, texting the next day or so would be a good strategy. Then the askee isn't on the spot and can more comfortably turn down the asker, saving them both embarrassment. On the other hand, maybe the asker gets thrown more bones this way. I work with someone who kept dating a guy she found annoying just as a self-improvement type thing, and they've been together for 11 years now. So you never know. And I admit to having been the asker at the end of a first date when I really liked the guy.
Thanks, I had a really nice time.
Do you want to go out again? Now I have this thing, relatively new to me, where I try really, really hard not to lie at all. Which sounds like duh, but I mean not even when somebody says,
"Did you enjoy that train wreck of a play that all of our mutual friends were in?"
Or,
"Does this make me look fat?"
After the aforementioned stumbling around, I ask my brother about it. So when somebody asks me out at the end of a date and I don't want to go, how do I answer honestly?
I don't know. Guys don't do that.
Turns out the way it works is...
So, would you like to get together again?
Sure, I'll give you a call. Fool.
And then they just don't call. Now this does not appeal to me so much, what with this pain in the butt honesty thing I've got going on. I put all my mental powers to work for good instead of evil, but to no avail. The best thing I come up with is a set of stock phrases. I don't think we have the same long-term goals. We seem to be in kind of different places. Well, you're a lot younger than me. Will I never learn? The problem being that these can be argued with by the asker. In the end, I'm left with my brother's suggestion of the nicest way he was ever turned down.
That's very flattering, but no thank you.
Well, I'll use it, but I won't like it. And I'll probably add in a half a dozen sorries unconsciously. Ugh, dang it, I will never take over the world. I would feel too bad. As Henry David Thoreau said, an unexamined life is not worth living. Having spent the last 7 or so years examining my life, I have discovered many, many, many areas requiring self-improvement, such as the lying thing, which required me realizing that A, I did it a lot, and 2, the truth will set you free for real. Which is why I choose to tell you that Socrates, not Thoreau, said the thing about unexamined lives, and I only know this because I couldn't remember how to spell Thoreau, so I Googled it. It's hard to examine your life by yourself. I mean, you can get so far, but then you need somebody to tell you, yo, you're being really dumb, but nicely. Which is why I think everybody should have therapy. A lot of people think therapy is for crazy people. They're right, but therapy is also for formerly crazy people, the formerly being largely thanks to the therapy. Also maybe to some pills. Ginormous credit to my awesome therapist, Kelly, for helping me realize how nifty I am. What this has to do with dating is, I don't want to complete someone or vice versa. I'm pretty whole as is. So, complete me for good. I'm sorry, but you're not the one for me. Shazam!
You are so pretty.
No apostrophe?
What's an apostrophe?
I visit DFW's profile where I discover that 1989, the year I graduated high school, is DFW's date of birth. Oh my. This may explain why he completes the phrase with youth. So did you know that every 7 years your body regenerates?
I'm sorry?
Kelly, I suck at love.
Well, Meg, you can't be good at everything.
I'm sorry, I don't understand that concept.
Well, how do you feel about being divorced twice?
All right, I'm not good at everything.
You'll get better.
This dating stuff is hard.
You just need more practice.
Maybe I should Google it. Here we go. Rules of dating. Here they are. Actual real rules from actual real sites.
Be on time.
Arrive late, but just a little.
Offer to split the bill.
Let him pay.
You are worth it.
Don't be afraid to ask a man out on a date.
Guys should make the initial call.
Don't give out personal information like your phone number on the first date.
Before you meet, consider texting that you're looking forward to the date.
Get out there and date as many people as you can.
Stop trying so hard. Often a great person will come along when you're not looking.
The best places to meet for a first date are public places.
Avoid bars, clubs, bookstores, and coffee houses.
Be yourself.
Be mysterious.
Crack jokes.
Be a lady.
Discuss heavier topics.
Don't be pretentious. Let your date know where you stand on certain topics.
Keep him guessing and wanting more.
Don't play games.
Use mixed messages to keep him curious.
Be interested.
Don't make him too important.
Be interesting.
Don't give away too much about yourself.
Follow up with your date.
Don't answer the phone. Let him leave a message or two before you respond.
Appear confident. Make sure that you always look fabulous. Dress casual, but nice. Avoid fidgeting with your hair and clothes. This signals insecurity. Make sure that you carry breath mints. Show that you can be sexy, intelligent, and beautiful all in the same breath. Do not be afraid to show all of these traits. Just know when to give up.
Maybe now would be a good time.
Funny, artsy, goofy. You look like a little girl. Just my type.
Sorry, Sinclair Udite, but I don't think you're mine.